What's going on, everybody? This is MYG Jeffy T3285, and welcome to this part number 2 of the New York Giants Roundabout, where we're going to be going round and around the entire position groups for every positional group for the New York Giants as we head towards training camp in late July. And today, I'm going to be talking about the New York Giants running back position, where we got at least 6 contenders for a potential chance to make the roster, and that's Saquon Barkley, Gary Brightwell, Antonio Williams, Jashaun Corbin, Matthew Breida, and Sandro Platzgummer. All these guys are going to be competing for a chance to make the roster. Now, some of these guys, they're 100% going to be on the roster, and in fact, they're going to be a big part of this running back room and this offense in general going forward. Obviously, the first one you come to mind when you talk about the running back room for the New York Football Giants is always going to come back to good old number 26, and that's Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is coming off his second year since he tore his ACL in 2020, where he only played in pretty much 1.25 of games in that season. Last year, he dealt with some ankle injuries, so he's coming into this season finally 100% healthy, going into a contract year, and we're expecting to get the most out of Saquon Barkley as Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka have been moving this guy all around the field in the offense, not just sticking him in the backfield, but I've made in previous videos before. They're putting him on the outside, they're putting him in the slot, they're going to be moving Saquon Barkley around all this offense. So what you're expecting from Saquon Barkley, hopefully in his second season coming back from a torn ACL, he'll be 100%. He won't have any issues, thinking about the knee, thinking about his ankle issues that he had last year and after he got hurt in the game in Dallas. So Saquon Barkley, you're expecting to have a big-time year with a better offensive line and better scheming and healthy now. You're expecting Saquon Barkley to play similar to what the Saquon Barkley did in 2018. You're expecting this guy to be going into a contract year and expecting a major year. He's going to be the focal point of this New York Giants offense. So I'm expecting Saquon Barkley to have a big-time year going into 2022. In terms of the backups, so Saquon Barkley is 100% lock. Talk about Matt Breida. Matt Breida has basically been known. He's not going to be your guy that's going to be running the ball north-south a lot. He's basically your guy that's going to be used on the outside in the slot. He's going to be your passing down running back. He's been playing all over the place. From Buffalo, he's been San Francisco, he's been in Miami. This is the guy that you're pretty much asking to be your passing down running back. So when you decide to spread it out, you're going to put Breida on the outside and you're going to be able to use his speed. This guy is fast. He's got good, reliable hands, and this guy is fast in and out of his breaks. He's pretty much like having another receiver out there. That's what Matt Breida is pretty much known as another guy you can have on the outside as like another receiver. He's had a lot of injury issues as well. Matt Breida's biggest issue has been durability. He's missed a lot of games for Miami, for San Francisco, as well as Buffalo. But when this guy is out there, he does provide some speed element to this team. So you're hoping that a guy like Matt Breida is going to be spread all around the field and he's going to be able to make those catches when the New York Giants decide to go 4 or 5 wide. I would not be surprised if they even have Saquon Barkley and Matt Breida on the field at the same time. Whether they put Barkley on the outside and put Breida in the backfield, they put Breida on the outside and put Barkley in the backfield. They could do whatever they want, but Breida is going to be mainly a passing down running back. Now let's get to a guy like Antonio Williams, also coming from the Buffalo system. This guy really didn't have a lot of big contributions with the Buffalo Bills. He had sparingly moments with the Bills. He's more of he's your prototypical north-south running back, which the New York Giants have been lacking a lot in the over years. Is they've really been lacking that north-south running back. As Saquon Barkley has displayed, he can do that at times, but he's never really going to be known as that north-south bruising running back at all the time. He's mainly going to be a guy that you're going to be expecting to put all over the place pretty much. Antonio Williams is brought onto the New York Giants specifically to be your north-south running back. He's going to be your bruising running back that you're expecting to pound the ball up the middle and those short yardage runs. He's going to be a guy, if you're going to need those, you have your 3rd and 1s, 3rd and inches, 4th and inches, you're going to be giving the ball to Antonio Williams. Let him pound the rock up the middle and let this guy just get those short yardage conversions that you need. That's Antonio Williams' job. Matt Breida's chances of making the roster, I'd probably say about 85 to 90. There's still a little small percentage chance that maybe one of these other guys could beat him out. But I think Matt Breida is going to make the team, and I think he's going to be known as that passing down guy. And in terms of Antonio Williams' percentage chance of making the roster, I'd probably say his chances are about 55-60% chance, because I think he's going to be battling with the next guy on this list that I'm about to name, and that's Jashaun Corbin. I think Jashaun Corbin is another guy coming from Florida State last year, undrafted rookie. I think that Jashaun Corbin is similar to what you're going to be getting from Antonio Williams. Another north-south running back, but a little bit more burst when he gets out of there. And he can also be a guy that can be used in the passing game, even though it's not his biggest strength. He's also your north-south running back, and it may be a little bit more fresher legs out there. And I just think this kid's got a good explosive second gear to him. I love what he can bring to this offense. I actually he's become my favorite undrafted rookie free agent that the New York Giants picked up this offseason. And I think that Jashaun Corbin's chances of making the roster are pretty solid, because I think the New York Giants signed him to one of their best undrafted rookie deals out of everybody. So obviously they see the talent in this kid, and they think that he could be that backup running back in terms of a bruising back to be able to take it up the middle when they need to, if they want to try to give Barkley and Breida a rest. So I think that Jashaun Corbin's chances of making the New York Giants roster, I'd probably put it up at about, I'd say about 65-70% chance, a little bit higher than Antonio Williams, because I just think this guy has a lot more to offer. A little bit, actually not a lot, a little bit more to offer to the New York Giants offense compared to what Antonio Williams can bring, and I just think he's got a better shot at making the roster. Now we're talking about the guys towards the back end of the roster, of the running back room, and that's guys like Sandro Platzgummer, the international player that's coming to the New York Giants. Had a couple of nice plays in preseason last year, but he's mainly been a practice squad guy, and that's pretty much what I expect him to be. I don't think Platzgummer is going to be making the roster this year. If he even has any chance of making the roster, it's mainly going to be a special teams guy. I think he's going to be stashed on that practice squad pretty much. And since the New York Giants are going to be able to carry a couple more bodies on there, I would not be surprised if Sandro Platzgummer is going to be stashed on that practice squad. So I think his chances of making the roster at best are like 5-10%. I don't give a lot of chances of this guy making the roster. And then getting to the last guy on the list, that's Gary Brightwell, the 6th-round pick in 2021 with the New York Giants. He's pretty much been a very, very good special teams player, but that's been really the only thing he's been used for. A couple of times last year was used in the running back position. He was a guy that they used, he can run up the middle. He can make some plays when they're given. But I really expect Gary Brightwell's usage to mainly be on special teams. And, of course, since he has a familiarity with Thomas McGahee, our special teams coordinator, I think it's only going to help out Gary Brightwell's chances of making the roster as one of those special teams guys, maybe a gunner. He could be a guy to be there for coverage. So in terms of what do I expect from Gary Brightwell, his chances of making the roster, I think it could be around 30 to 35% chance. He could sneak onto the roster if the New York Giants really, really like his special teams play. But the fact of the matter is, with all the other running backs in the room, I think the New York Giants will carry at least 3 running backs going into the 2022 season. So I think that right now I'd say the leaders to make the roster in the running back room is Saquon Barkley. I think Matt Breida is going to be the second running back. And I think Jashaun Corbin is just going to edge out Antonio Williams for that third running back spot for the New York Football Giants going into the 2022 season. So that's just my breakdown of the running back room for the New York Football Giants. This is part 2 of the New York Giants Roundabout. So if you like the video, please hit the like button below. Subscribe if you haven't already to NYG Jeffy T 3285 for more breaking news and updates and chatter surrounding the New York Football Giants. Leave a comment below on what you're expecting from this running back room, who you think is going to make the roster, and your expectations for this grouping overall going into the 2022 season. And make sure you hit the bell for future notifications on shorts or videos dropping for the New York Football Giants. So this is your edition of part 2 of the New York Giants Roundabout positional battle for the going into training camp. Stay tuned for part 3 as I go over the New York Giants wide receiver position. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Thursday. Take it easy, and remember, let's go New York Football Giants.